So this is Tom from Creative FX.
Okay.
He'll be wrapping my car. Are you doing it personally? Or
I am. Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
Right, so
yeah.
I've got the best of the best working on the car,
Excellent.
and he's going to just show us a little bit about wraps and what goes on behind the scenes, kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's called Expel, which is that brand there. You may have heard of it. It's literally the best paint protection film you can get.
So what makes that better than other brands?
Durability, the self-healing properties, the patterns that Expel supply us to then lay onto the car. So what I'm cutting here is just the front bumper of that BMW X5 I've got in the workshop. In the kind of Expel dealer network, you've got two levels of dealership. You've either got just a dealer that can buy film, use their software, and that's literally it.
Right.
We have an approved installation centre, which is what we are.
This is, yeah.
There's only 3 in the whole of Kent.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's pretty good for us. It just basically means we're factory trained, we're audited, all of this kind of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
they're very fussy on who they.
And make sure what chemicals you use to clean the car, probably, and all that sort of stuff.
Everything, you know, everything down to even if we had a warranty issue, how we deal with that warranty issue, how quickly we deal with it, basically protecting their brand.
Yeah.
You know, they want the right people to protect their brand, basically.
So you've done a lot of Tesla, but have you done any Model 3s yet?
No, first one.
First one.
Yours is the first.
Don't cock it up then.
I've got 2 more in the diary.
Oh really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but not till September.
Yeah, I think most people aren't picking up their cars until September.
Yeah.
Quite fortunate,
But to be honest, for us, it doesn't really matter what car we're working on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's panels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, the film has different characteristics on the shape of the panel, but that's just experience. You read the film as you lay it on and know which direction it wants to be pulled or pushed or things like that. So it literally, you know, me doing a Tesla Model 3 for the first time is no different to me doing the equivalent size car, a 3 Series BMW. This was quite a tricky shape to do.
Oh wow, that's a big one.
Yeah, so all of this is covered. All of this side bit's covered up to the top here. All of the front fairing's covered. You know,
Yeah, I'd imagine this is really tricky shape.
Yeah, it's pretty curvy.
You can't, there's no...
You can't really tell. There's a join in the film there because the shape
I
here,
see,
they've
yeah,
designed
yeah.
it with a join.
Yeah.
So basically you fit the left hand side, then the right hand side, meet them, and then
Right.
put the pizza in the middle, and it all kind of just marries up.
So on the Model 3, is there any curves on the front at all, or is it one? Because I know some of them do one big piece, don't they?
Yeah, I'll show you in a second on the computer.
And in terms of like sun and colour, like it going off colour over the years?
10-year warranty.
10 years, right.
That's where Expel really kind of beat their competitors. Other paint protection film companies, 5-year warranty, Expel 10.
Right.
They really trust their
Yeah,
products.
it's double the amount.
Double, yeah.
So how do you have to take everything apart?
Nothing's removed off the vehicle. Just front and rear number plate, and that's it. That's the only things that we remove on the car.
Just the rear, oh right.
So we're not
even badges? Not badges or anything like that?
All the computers cut round it. It's amazing how it works. And they're really good to actually keep because they're our kind of line-up points.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're doing a 2D, effectively a flat sheet of film on a car that's got curves.
Yeah.
Obviously, the film's got a little bit of stretch in it. So, for instance, if I was doing this front wing, to take that curve, obviously we've got the pre-cut shape. We use tack points. So we kind of lay the film on with what we call slip, so it allows the film to move around. We then tack it at the back edge here. We then stretch it down to this point here. We then stretch it down to that point there, while it's still wet underneath. Once we've got it in position, then we hit it with a squeegee and basically push all that water, and then it's bonded. Yeah. But all the kits are designed by Expel, who supplies the film. They've got a team of guys in Europe that basically travel the whole of Europe. When a new car comes out, the design gets done. The Tesla Model 3 kit was designed in America, because Expel got a team of guys in America as well. And I've heard good things about the kind of fitment of it. It fits very nicely. And
I suppose you get, is it different companies that make these kits? So yeah, some of them aren't as good as others. Right.
We've worked on a few, and I'm like, am I sure this is the right car? You know, it's
really
like
that bad?
The film hasn't fitted. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because window tinting's obviously been around for years, but the wraps are kind of quite a new thing, aren't they? Why is that?
People are just getting educated towards it, really. You know, it's
So it has been
becoming
around
popular.
for years.
I've been
it's
fitting it for 15 years,
Okay.
but it's only in the last 5 years or so has it really
took
taken off. Yeah,
probably like YouTube, isn't it? I think things like that.
you know,
But I
social
suppose
media
technology's
has
got better as
massively
well, hasn't
helped. You know, even competitors. It's becoming quite a competitive industry, but that's actually helped us in a funny kind of way because the exposure's out there.
Yeah.
You know, people know what PPF or paint protection film is these days.
Yeah.
Whereas 10 years ago, I used to, and technology of the film's come a long way. You know, you struggle to tell it's on there. Whereas kind of 10 years ago, I used to have to say to people, look, it's not going to look very pretty, but it's going to protect your car. And it was this horrible, thick plastic, goes yellow after a year, that kind of, you know, horrible stuff. Whereas now, you know, there's no reason why this won't look any different in 10 years' time.
And you've got it then always to be able to take off and...
Exactly. If you get a mark in the film, you remove that panel, you put a new piece on.
Yeah.
You know, and it is, although it's quite thin, it's 300 micron, so, you know, 300ths of a millimetre in thickness.
Yeah.
It
Like
is,
human hair, definitely.
yeah, exactly. It is super strong though. I had one of the case studies I love the most is I've got a local guy who's got a beautiful collection of cars, and he's got one of his cars is a 488 Ferrari,
Wow.
and he did the Mille Miglia rally last year.
Oh yeah.
And he hit a traffic cone at 100 mile an hour. Just caught the front bumper and the front wing. Literally the traffic cone was there and he just brushed it. Annihilated the film. Absolutely annihilated. Like tore the film
Yeah.
and scratched
So it probably
it.
looks like the whole paintwork was
So
ruined
we
as well.
expected the car to come in, remove the film, send the car off to a Ferrari approved body shop, bring it back again, lay the new piece of film on. I took the film off, it was spotless underneath. Wasn't
Really?
a mark on
Was
it.
there no dents or anything?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Wow.
It was pretty
Well, that's because I mean, people can say it's expensive to wrap the car, which I guess it is. It obviously depends how expensive your car. If you've got a 400 grand car, whatever that is,
Yeah.
7 grand or whatever
Yeah.
to wrap it,
Yeah.
isn't going to be that much
Exactly.
compared to 400.
Yeah.
But I think just in theory, the value it will retain because I've got
Exactly.
to paint it, unless you want to go and respray it, which would be more expensive.
Yeah,
anyway.
but then you're losing value with the car because you're putting aftermarket paint on a car. You know, it's never as good as the manufacturer.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
matter how good the body shop is, it's never quite the
Right.
same.
Okay.
You know, they're going to start pulling the car apart and things like that. It's never going to be original anymore.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is with pre-cut paint protection film is we don't strip anything off the car.
Yeah.
The kits are designed
That's
to go
amazing.
into areas that we can basically get to. We've given you 99.9% coverage of the car.
Yeah.
You know, without tampering with it, basically. You know, so like this car, for instance, this took 6 days to do the install. We didn't remove anything, like literally anything. See the film goes around the badge. See the edge of the film there.
Oh yeah.
So it's all CAD designed and computer cut. The main bit with our job is alignment.
So you don't even have to really cut anything other than cut off the main strips.
We don't touch a standing blade on the actual car
Right.
at all.
Yeah, so it's literally just all cut out in the computer on the printer.
We have two challenges within our job is contamination. Obviously, we don't want any dirt in between the film and the paint.
Yeah.
And alignment. If alignment's spot on and contamination's down to 0, then we know it's going to be a beautiful install. You know, and you're not even going to tell it's
And
on
what's
there.
it like in here? I mean, do you, obviously it's still a warehouse. Do you
We've
have
got
to
dust
take?
extractors.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
When
yeah.
we're actually doing the install, the door comes down. We kind of moisten the air. So what we do is get our water bottles and we spray the air a little bit. So any
really?
dust in the air will drop down and hit the floor. Round the car, the floor's damp, so no kick up from the floor. Dirt off the tyres. We have like.
Oh wow! So it's proper like going into very.
Yeah. We have
very
these
small
where
detail.
basically we'll put these over the tyres. You know, stop any dirt flicking off the tyre up
Yeah.
onto the paint. So it's quite, it's quite involved in keeping that contamination down to a minimum. We use a clean cloth per panel, so I get through cloths like anything. We've got these basically yellow cloths, completely lint free. You know, they're not going to leave anything on there.
So say a bonnet that size. How
Yep.
long would that take to prep? Just the bonnet.
Preparation on a new car, the most we're going to kind of do is an alcohol wipe. Once the car's had the decontamination wash and stuff, it then comes inside. The panel itself, just an alcohol-based wipe, like a panel wipe, basically.
Yeah.
If we feel the car needs clay barring, we'll then clay bar it. which is a technique that just takes, again, contaminants off the top layer of the paint. And then the film's ready to lay on. The actual installation, once the panel's ready, so the panel will take 20 minutes to get ready. Once the panel's ready, a bonnet like this would take 20 minutes. For your car, for instance, go to Tesla, Model 3, 2018. That's obviously when they started manufacturing them.
I assume the 2018 is exactly the same.
Exactly the same, yeah. Yeah, they haven't changed anything. And then that gives me all the options of what I can install on the car. Obviously with your car, you're going full car coverage, so it's everything, practically every single option there. So bumper kit, for instance, I'll click on the bumper kit, and that is the shape of your front bumper.
And it's all stretched out like a bear rug.
Exactly, yeah. So it's allowing for the parking sensors, allowing for the towing eye. The lower bumper is done in a separate piece, but obviously when it's actually on the car, that bit of film there where my little cursor is and that bit of film will basically meet up, and you just see a very faint line, but you'd have to really go up to it. Every time the software gives me an orange edge, that basically means I can wrap those edges. So we wrap as many possible edges as we can. So all I do is go to customize pattern, I do a wrapped edge, and if you watch that orange line, it extends. So that means I can wrap into the wheel arch, and I can wrap into when the bonnet's open into the top edge. And it just gives you a neater finish.
Yeah.
You know, the less edges you can see, the neater it is.
Yeah.
And the less risk of the film ever lifting. So that's basically your bumper done. It gives me how much material is used. So your bumper is 26.75 inches by almost 90 inches in length.
Kind of looks like a squashed Iron Man.
Yeah, that's it. And then once we load the media into the machine, the computer just sends it to the plotting machine. It's quite old, this plotting machine, but it still works perfectly.
And that cuts it all in there, does it?
So basically there's a little blade in here. So this is this X5 I've just cut. You can't really see it too well. I'll show you how it's weeded in a second. So what we do in a sec is lay it onto the bench and then take all the excess material off. So we're then left with the shape. So that is already cut onto here. So basically I can start taking the excess material off. And I'll just have it on the screen so I can see what I'm doing. But you see the shape starting to appear. So this is what the computer's just done. It's just cut this.
Oh right, wow, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the edge of the bumper.
And is it difficult to handle? Like, does it, you know, like when you get sellotape and you're trying to wrap a present and it sticks together?
It can be a little bit like that. Yeah, you want to avoid basically sticking the two adhesive sides next to each other, because you can't. It's really hard, and I've probably damaged the adhesion there.
Right.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter on this bit, because obviously this is the.
If it does, don't show the X5 guy that.
Yeah. But that's not the bit that's being fitted on the car, so it's no problem. So you can do a standard front end package, which is basically the high impact area, so everything from the windscreen forward, like the X5 in the workshop's having. So that would be bonnet, wings, front bumper, headlights and mirrors. Right. So that's your kind of standard package. Depending on the size of the car, that ranges between £1,050 to £1,500, right, plus VAT, depending on the type of car and how many pieces it needs and how much labour is involved. All the way up to full car coverage, like yourself with the Tesla, obviously going for full car coverage, ultimate protection, because you're not only protecting against stone chips, you're protecting against scratches, swirl marks from washing, or things like that. All of that's going to be eliminated. And that can range from anywhere between kind of 2,500 up to, however wide your wallet is really. Right. It could be, in the region of £7,000-8,000 depending on the car. So and how many days it takes and how many guys I need to have doing the installation. So yeah, so it really just does vary.
So seeing as I'm doing a Model 3 channel, for the basic package, what would that be?
The Model 3 is about £1,150 plus VAT for the full front end. Right. Then you can add things like side seals onto it, and then obviously the next stage is then doing full car coverage, which is the ultimate protection, obviously. 2,550 plus VAT. Yeah. So by the time VAT put on, just just over 3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your car sits at the kind of entry level price really, because it's a fairly simple car to do. It's a fairly small car. There's not, you know, like this X5's got loads of different vents and things. You know, we have to count all those pieces as extra installation, you know, because it takes longer. The SVJ Lamborghini, really good example. So an average car we use anywhere between kind of 15 and 30 panels or 30 pre-cut bits of paint protection film to do the installation. The SVJ takes 126 pieces.
So I hope that little segment there was of use for you guys. That was me delivering the car. So I will release another video in the next few days of me picking up the car, and Tom shows me just how they applied it, and you can sort of see how it's been applied to the car and what it looks like. So hopefully again that will be of some use. Thanks again for watching, and if you're not subscribed and you like these videos, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification button, and feel free to use my referral, which you can find in the description below. By doing so, we both get 1,000 miles of free supercharging on our Teslas, and then if you go on to refer someone else, you will get a chance to win a Founders Edition Model Y or a Roadster. Until next time, bye for now.